What's going on, guys? Welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Punganyi. I want to thank you for joining us today on the show. As always, right here on Red Carpet, we bring you the latest in entertainment news, in sports, in fashion, in film and television from around the world. Now, as you can see, we are still very much working from home due to the COVID-19 pandemic, just like many of you around the world. But right here on Red Carpet, we continue to monitor how this pandemic is affecting both the entertainment and sports industry. And with that said, let's get on with the show. And we begin our show in South Africa, a country struggling through the COVID-19 pandemic. As the country eases lockdown restrictions, books are again becoming available for sale. But in the nation's biggest city, with its reputation for speed and hassle, do people really care about reading right now? VOA's Anita Powell takes us on a literary journey through Johannesburg.
Once upon a time, journalist and writer Griffin Shea embarked on his dream of opening a bookstore in downtown Johannesburg. Then came the plot twist. A deadly virus became a global pandemic. Millions fell ill across the world. Hundreds of thousands died. South Africa announced a total 35-day lockdown to try to stop the spread. All non-essential businesses had to close, Shea's included. Johannesburg, the mining town founded because of its massive underground gold seam, likes to tell a story about itself. This, we say, is a town of people on the move, with no time to stop and take in something as indulgent as a book. That story, Shea says, is just not true.
We have 12 booksellers within one block of the store. So when people came to me like, oh, why are you open a bookstore in the CBD? Like, no one reads down there. And it's like, well, the real challenge is how am I going to compete with all these other booksellers? Like, how are we going to differentiate ourselves?
International studies confirm that Johannesburg is a book town.
There's this World Cities Cultural Report. Basically, it's looking at like, how many cinemas do you have? How many movie theaters? How many libraries? How many bookstores? And the last time Joburg participated, we actually had more bookstores than almost any other city surveyed. We had more than Berlin, more than Sydney, more than New York. We had just a few fewer than Paris. We don't tell ourselves that story.
Now, as South Africa begins to slowly ease the lockdown, the government says books of educational value are allowed for sale. Most booksellers, Shea included, are taking a very liberal view of that, arguing all books have educational value. Writer and activist Eleanor Sisulu agrees and says there's a wealth of original, valuable literature here.
Emotionally, books are important, psychologically, educationally, culturally as well. You know, for the community, African language speaking community, there's been a big move, especially by younger people, to read in their own languages.
Shea says he's had no problems from the police since he relaunched internet sales this week. Actually, he says a few officers have stopped by, checked on his hygiene precautions, and then bought books. South Africa's publishing industry is the most developed on the continent. But even so, many of its releases don't leave African shores. Shea says that's a shame.
On a bright August
So we
morning,
asked him to get in on the pandemic trend of reading aloud. This is a selection from his new children's book, the first story ever told. Enjoy.
So when the world was new, in the first village there ever was, lived a mother, a father, and 10 children. Mother worked during the day, and father carved animals for the children to play with. They were very happy. Until one night, the children couldn't sleep.
We want a story.
We'll leave you there, safe in the magical world of books, wherever you may actually be. Anita Powell, VOA News, Johannesburg.
So they cried all night, and the next, and the next.
An animated video from Nigeria is teaching children about the coronavirus. VOA's Salem Solomon spoke to Nigerian filmmaker Nia Akinmolayan. Check it out.
Educating children about something as complicated and frightening as the coronavirus is not easy. Nigerian filmmaker Nia Akinmolayan decided to use the universal symbol of a big green cartoon monster with sharp teeth.
I'm going to play football with my friends, and there's nothing you can...
Silence!
So there was a struggle to try and explain to my 5-year-old what it meant for everyone to be on the lockdown. But beyond that was also to explain to them what the coronavirus was and how to get them washing their hands.
In a 93-second animated video, a young boy named Habib desperately wants to go out to play football. His older sister Funke warns him that because of the virus, playing with his friends is unsafe.
Mommy will be sick, no more jollof rice.
Huh?
Daddy will be sick, no more going out to see movies.
Oh no, not the movies, no!
An uncertain Habib peeks out through the door to see a giant green coronavirus-shaped monster roaring.
Yes, you are.
See for yourself.
He slams the door, screaming.
Okay, it's real, it's real. What should we do?
The coronavirus is out there.
Akimolayan says he wanted to make the impact the virus is having to come alive for children, but also empower them to prevent it.
I kept failing at every logical attempt I made until I came up with the idea of the monster that was outside, and the monster would prevent you from going out to have fun. And I was like, the only way we're all going to beat this monster is by washing our hands. So I think when I had that exchange with him, that was the light bulb moment.
Akimolayan is a popular director whose film The Wedding Party 2 is the highest grossing movie in the history of Nigeria's film industry, nicknamed Nollywood. He's the founder and creative director of Ant Hill Studios, and his latest film, The Setup, is streaming on Netflix. He says he has collaborated with friends and co-workers on an animated project during the lockdown.
Then we're already working from home, and I said, hey guys, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to write a script. I'm going to do the voicing and all that. We're going to voice it in all the 4 key languages in Nigeria, and then we're going to do an animation. And that's what we did.
He uploaded it to Google Drive and made it free to download and reuse on all social media platforms. In addition to the original 4 languages, English, Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, it has been translated into French, Swahili, and Portuguese. It aired in Nigeria and around the globe.
I actually get parents send me screenshots or videos and tell me that I have made their kids, make them run out of soap. So parents are running out of soap because the kids, once they watch the film, even if they just come out of the shower, once they see the animation on TV, they go to pour more soap in their hands.
While he's grateful the video has reached faraway places, Akimolayan says he's most excited that it's had a positive effect on children. Salam Solomon, VOA News, Washington.
For over 2 months now, movie theaters have shut their doors to the public, and to offset lost revenues, some of them have teamed with distribution companies and created online platforms where viewers can watch new releases virtually. VOA's Penelope Lu spoke with a distributor and a theater manager about this new way of watching movies.
It has been lights out for U.S. movie theaters since the onset of COVID-19. Hollywood studios have postponed big-budget releases such as Disney's Mulan and the latest James Bond installment, No Time to Die. Independent productions and smaller movie theaters are the hardest hit because of narrower profit margins. Dire circumstances spawned virtual cinema, a digital movie platform. Michael Rosenberg spearheaded the streaming service.
The idea here is twofold. One is to get our films in front of the public and continue the so-called theatrical release in partnership with theaters and allow the theaters to have some source of revenue while they're closed.
Virtual cinema is user-friendly at the website of distribution company filmmovement.com. At a click of a button, viewers can pick new releases and buy an electronic ticket. The price is the same as at the box office. Theater owners and distributors split the revenues 50-50.
These films are not available on Netflix or Hulu for the most part. They're not buying foreign language art house films. They're not buying classic art house films.
Such as the Icelandic thriller A White, White Day and other acclaimed independent movies.
Corpus Christi, which was one of the 5 films nominated for the Oscar for Best International Cinema Picture.
Or remastered film classics like Luchino Visconti's L'Innocente. But the significance of the virtual cinema goes beyond eclectic film viewing. It is about keeping the community together and independent movie theaters afloat during these tough times, says Jinta St. Aubin, who heads the Gene Siskel Film Center in Chicago.
The biggest thing about going to a movie in a public place is being with other people, it's talking about the film. And so we've been hosting virtual conversations with filmmakers, and because of this technology, we've had filmmakers in Massachusetts, Ireland, actors in LA. So it really kind of opens it up.
She expects some moviegoers will keep viewing virtual cinema even after theaters reopen at a reduced capacity. Yet,
there's going to be people who are going to be standing in line before the doors open because they're going to be so hungry to be with other people and to be in a big theater.
Penelope Pulu, VOA News, Washington.
Bram Stokes Mitchell is a Broadway star, film actor, and chair of the Actors Fund, which helps those in need in the entertainment community. The fund has distributed millions of dollars since the outbreak of COVID-19, but as Aaron Feder reports from New York, Mitchell is giving his personal thanks to the pandemic's frontline workers.
I've been out here about 5 nights.
I've come out about at least a dozen times, if not more.
Hi, I'm Brian Stokes Mitchell. We are here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. The idea to start singing on the balcony was kind of spontaneous. I had been suffering with COVID for a couple of weeks, and it actually had moved into my lungs, and one of the things that I did to exercise my lungs was to sing. And it got to the point finally where I could sing without coughing, and that was the night that I actually, when I was at the window, because I went there every night anyway to applaud all of the healthcare workers and the essential workers here, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to sing a song this time. So I broke out into The Impossible Dream, and that's kind of how it started. The Impossible Dream is a bit of a signature song for me because I played Don Quixote on Broadway. It started to attract a crowd down on the street now. I'm not there to sing for them. I'm there singing in thanks to all the essential workers, the bus drivers, the MTA workers, the ambulance drivers, the NYPD, the fire department.
I live right upstairs and have been listening to Brian Stokes Mitchell for the last couple of weeks. It's been very inspirational, and the crowds out here, sort of meaningful that he himself had gone through that and was really giving back to the community.
People feel just a little bit better for that 1 or 2 minutes and just inspired, like, you know, we're going to get through this.
But I want to say thank you to all of you for showing up. Thank you to the NYPD and to the officers, to our fire department, to our MTA, to the delivery people, to all of the people, the EMS workers that are keeping New York City going. And I hope that everybody continues to clap and cheer for everybody that's working so hard right now at 7 o'clock every night. That one man scorned and covered with scars still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable. And I'll do a big note for everybody standing here. Stars! Thank you all. Thank you all. You are so welcome. Thank you for listening.
And with that, we come to the end of our show today. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. I want to thank you for hanging out with us. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voanews.com. We are also on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube, where you can watch our videos. Until next time, stay safe. Goodbye, everyone.